Evening Standard, December 1977.
Music with a hardcore political bias could soon become a regular feature of the top 10 if a singer called Tom Robinson continues his sudden and mercurial rise to the top. From his position of chart success, it looks as if Robinson is prepared to launch material that combines catchy rock with lyrics that deal, as he puts it, with oppressed minorities. His current political preoccupations were brought on because he frankly admits he is homosexual.
New Musical Express.
The Tom Robinson Band restored my faith in music, just when I'd come to the conclusion that rock and roll was one big fart, and almost hung up my pogo stick forever. 'Cause no one had a brother like Tom. No one ever had a brother like him.
Suspicious 16, jet-black blazers at the bus stop, tall and unhealthy and mean, teenage gorillas on the tarmac, fighting in the middle of the road, supercharged pickers on the asphalt, the kids are coming in from the cold, and I said, look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? White hole, up against the wall, up against the wall, against the wall. High-wire fencing on the playground, high-rise housing all around, high-rise prices in the high street, high down to pull it all down. Wild boys kicking in the window, singles watching where they're gone. Never trust a copper in a crime car. Say just whose side are you on? Well now, look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? White hole, I'm against the wall. I'm against the wall. I'm against the wall. Consternation in Mayfair, riding in Notting Hill Gate, fascists marching on the high street, carving up the welfare state. Operator, get me the hotline. Father, can you hear me at all? Telephone kiosk out of order, spec can riding on the wall. And look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? White hole, up against the wall. And I said, look out, listen, can you hear it? Panic in the county hall. Look out, listen, can you hear it? White hole, up against the wall. Up against the wall. Up against the wall. Up against the wall. Against the wall. Against the wall. Against the wall. Oh yeah. Against the wall. County wall. Against the wall. Up against the wall. Up against the wall.
The Tom Robinson Band began performing at the beginning of 1977. They quickly attracted not only a large audience, but also a large amount of controversy.
EMI say yes to gay power. The TRB have been signed by EMI Records, and the deal could prove to be as controversial for the company as its relationship with the Sex Pistols. A self-confessed gay, Robinson distributes pamphlets at his concerts, publicising such organisations as Rock Against Racism, Spare Rib, the National Abortion Campaign, Gay Switchboard and the Free George Ince campaign. Because of the causes he openly supports, a number of venues have previously been reluctant to book his band.
The story behind this band begins 10 years ago, in a strange school in Kent.
Where did you go to school, Tom?
I went to school all over the place, really. I went to primary school in Godmanchester, which was near Huntingdon. I was born in Cambridge, lived some time in Huntingdon, Saffron Walden in Essex, other side of Cambridge, and eventually got sent away from school in disgrace to a place called Finchton Manor in Kent. Finchton was a kind of readjustment centre for difficult boys, if you like. The youngest guy there was about 14, and the oldest something like 26, 27. Insofar as you were never sent away because you'd reached a certain statutory age, therefore you must be ready to leave. Finchton was this beat-up old, I suppose it must have been Elizabethan manor house. It was just an old shed, and then they built bits onto it, so that it had half timbering in a lot of it. The curious thing about Finchton was that the guy who started it was called George Lywood, and he started off by having kids in as guests to his private house, where he and his wife would act as host and put them up, and the therapy started there. Bit by bit the thing grew up with its own traditions, and the Spartan conditions grew up quite simply because although the house started out with curtains and carpets in the rooms and heating and things, the things didn't survive, and Lywood took the line quite sensibly, I think, that, well, if they obviously don't want curtains in the rooms, there's no reason why they should have curtains in the rooms. And if the place was a bit ramshackle, that was perhaps because we let it get that way.
At Finchton, Tom met Danny Custo, who's now the guitarist with the Tom Robinson Band.
There was always sort of like a guitar line about, you know, my mum, when she took a couple of lessons when she was younger, so there was a kind of acoustic guitar that smashed up. So I started thinking about on that, you know, in front of mirrors and things. And then I met Tom and he showed me the first few chords. I just sort of, at Finchton, like, he sat around all day and, well, he had such a lot of time, you know, and I just kind of listened to a lot of records, played with people there, you know.
The only therapy that took place there was the fact there was these 50 kids all living together. And okay, we'd all gone there from different backgrounds, some of us from Borstals, some of us from mental hospitals and whatever, all people that they thought no other way for. The thing is, you weren't special anymore. You were just one of the lot. You were in a normal situation once more. So if you were feeling a little bit rebellious and aggressive and maladjusted, man, and you've been in a bad mood and I don't want to do the washing up, there's like 49 other guys just sort of sitting there, hungry, waiting for their supper. Okay, so you're maladjusted and rebellious and hungry, and so are we, and we want our dinner, so do your washing up. And that's like the best therapy in the world, I can tell you.
What's this song, My Brother Martin, about?
Tom wrote a kind of a, well, it's sort of a musical, you know, it's about these two brothers. And it was kind of based on, you know, we need some guys at Finchton who were very much, you know, like Martin. You know, Nick Carson have been through things like that. It's kind of quite sad in a way, isn't it, that song?
I just want to tell you about Martin, 'cause nobody I know has got a brother like him. As kids we could never be parted. Neighbours all knew us as the terrible twins. At school some kids was always looking for a fight, and Martin never wanted a fuss. Oh, Big Mouth Brown thought he'd push him around. being 3 years older than us. So I smashed him in a mush with a cloakroom stool. I got 6 of the best and suspended from school, but it was worth it with a brother like Martin. No one's ever had a brother like him. That'll do for now. Well, we used to nick motors for a joyride till we rammed the Black Mariah in this XJ6. To give me brother time to get clear, I had to punch a few policemen before I was nicked. I got Borstal for taking and driving away, beating up the boys in blue. But Martin never missed a single visiting day. Each from Clapham to Crewe, with all me racing mags and a little bits of news, smuggling in ciggies and a loot. No one ever had a brother like Martin. No one's ever had a brother like him. Now, people get the wrong impression with Martin, not him. I know he doesn't mix much, but he's no snob. Because the weekend I come out of remand home, same day, he got Uncle Ruby to find me this job. And back at me Nancy repainting my room, I bought me a brand new carpet. There was all me old records, books on a shelf, and a second-hand telly from the market. You can get a bit hard when you've been inside, but I hugged the old bastard till he almost died. Cause no one's ever had a brother like Martin. No one ever had a brother like him. One more time. No one ever had a brother like Martin. No one ever had a brother like him. Well done. All right.
Do you think Finchon had some long-term influence on your outlook?
It's where I first slept with a boy. And that was a whole lot of fun. I've carried on doing it ever since.
What age was that?
I'd say 19, I think. But I didn't really sort of come to terms with it until I left there and moved to London and thought, well, what the hell? You've only got one life, get on with it.
It was coming out as gay like a slow, painful process, or was it like a...
Well, listen, you're taught, if you're homosexual, you're still homosexual when you're 9 years old. I mean, that's... People don't seem to realise this, that like when you're... Even homosexuals are kids too, at one stage. And for a teenage person who is gay, it's very, very hard because you're the person that your parents are still busy warning you against. And you think it's all going to be just like dirty old men in raincoats and public toilets, or Larry Grayson and limp wrists and stuff. And you think, I'm not part of that, I don't want to know about that, that isn't me, I don't find that interesting. And you hate yourself. You can't come to terms with it. And if you hate yourself, nobody else can love you, really. Ever. And you just absolutely eat yourself up with pointless self-hatred. And the number of people that ruin most of their teenage lives simply because there's something as insignificant and silly as homosexual, with all this idiotic self-hatred and guilt and loathing, when they could actually be just getting used to the idea and living their lives as who they are. That's pretty bad. It took me till I was 23 years old before I even started to enjoy life. Just because the one little part of the life was blown up out of all proportion into being a major problem, which it wasn't.